What's going on, guys? Austin Zaback here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the brand new stimulus bill that actually just got passed as of today. And I'm going to break everything down that is included in the bill, when it got signed, who it got signed by, what is actually included in the bill, who's going to get paid, when you're going to get paid, and everything that you need to know about the stimulus check, pretty much round two. So obviously there's been a lot of back and forth, okay? There's been a lot of YouTube videos out there talking about these stimulus check updates, and there really pretty much hasn't been any updates until basically right now. So last week I actually made a stimulus update video where I was talking about a $600 potential stimulus check included in a $900 billion bill. But there was a lot of stuff that the president didn't like about the particular bill. It was a 5,500 page bill, and he actually didn't end up signing that last week when we thought he would sign it. And kind of fast forward to today, there's just been a lot of back and forth to get the bipartisan support, to get the president to sign it, to get the House to sign it, to get the Senate to sign it, and now here we are. So the president, Donald Trump, basically stated that $600 checks were not enough for the American people, and that he really wanted, pretty much demanded, that the checks actually be more than $600. So he's pretty much demanding now that the checks look more probably like that $2,000 mark. Now obviously, compared to the CARES Act that we saw back in March, where we had that very fast bipartisan support and everybody got, well, not everybody, but a large majority of people in the United States got a $1,200 check, and that was kind of a part of a $2.2 trillion bill, right? And there really hasn't been any other aid since then. Now, obviously, I'm talking about in the form of an actual check. There has been a lot of other aid in terms of a lot of other things, such as the EIDL program, the SBA Small Business Loan Program. There's been just a ton of other stuff. The unemployment, went way up, and that actually got extended multiple times. They did the eviction moratorium, where basically people couldn't get evicted. Basically, you couldn't get foreclosed on due to the forbearance program. There's been a lot of stuff that has been, basically taken place over several months, but nothing in form of an actual check. So Trump went ahead and obviously signed the bill, like I was talking about a little while ago, but he only did so after getting a commitment from Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell saying that they would be willing to essentially look at it to increase the checks to $2,000. Now, as of today, the House went ahead and they voted and passed the bill with a 275 to 134 vote. So basically, no matter what, it's looking like people are going to get the $600 check regardless. And we're going to dive in to who qualifies for that, what that's going to look and feel like, whether or not, you can have dependents, how much you are going to get for your kids if you have kids, whether you're married, whether you're single, the whole thing. But there's this other act called the Cash Act, and essentially that's kind of what we've been talking about, right? And all that really states is that, if the Senate signs off on that, it's going to increase the checks to qualifying Americans from $600 to $2,000. But again, regardless, it is looking like everybody's going to get this $600 regardless. So we're just going to go ahead and dive in to who's going to qualify, because the qualification isn't going to change regardless, okay? It would just simply basically increase the check amount from the $600 up to that $2,000 mark. So this is by far the closest thing that we've seen to a bill, right? To an actual physical check, okay, or a direct deposit in your bank account, right, for all qualifying Americans. Now, the media and there's a lot of people talking about how, there's a lot of pressure on, Senate Majority Leader, Mitch McConnell and, the overall Senate, because, basically they're saying that this kind of an increase, from $600 checks to $2,000 checks is basically not warranted, and it's going to add a lot of extra money to the overall bill. But, again, the fact that the House passed it, that Donald Trump, the president, right, actually signed it, the likelihood that we see that increase is, in my opinion, fairly high. So for the sake of the video, we're just going to go ahead and assume that the Senate goes ahead and they sign off on it, and we actually see this bill come into law, okay? And I'm going to break down exactly who would qualify for this bill and when you'd expect to receive payment, because I do think, we're nearing the end of the year, right? And I really do believe that there's a very high probability that we see this actually take effect and become law. So the people that would qualify would be people making less than $75,000 a year according to the 2019 tax return, and $150,000 or less if you're a married couple. Now, if you're making more than $75,000 or more than $150,000 as a married couple, then the number would just drop incrementally. So if you're making $1,000 more, let's say you made $76,000, then your check would start to decrease by $5 per $1,000 you make more than kind of that cutoff mark. If enacted, the Cash Act would go ahead and boost it. Basically, a family of four, the way it sits right now with the dependents getting $600 and children getting $600, it would go from $2,400 for a family of four up to $8,000 for a family of four if that Cash Act came into law. Steve Mnuchin basically said that in the bill, you should expect to receive a payment, okay, depending on whether you're getting it in the mail or you're getting it via direct deposit within the first couple of weeks of January. So it is sounding like they are going to try to get payments out very quickly compared to, what I think a lot of people took forever when it came to the CARES Act. Now, I do think, again, when we look at the bill, it is going to be basically determined by the amount of money that you made, right? So if you didn't make a lot of money, if your 2019 taxes were, $20 or $30 or $40,000, then you're going to be prioritized first over people that maybe made, $75,000. So the bill does actually contain about $325 billion to the small businesses, the SBA program. It also contains about $284 billion for the PPP, the Paycheck Protection Program, which is a lot of what we saw with the CARES Act. And there was a lot of people I know that took advantage of, those different programs. So the bill contains obviously a lot of different stuff, and I never get political on my channel. I just want to bring you anything as it pertains to money, as it pertains to finance, obviously real estate, the stock market, how to make money, save money, and invest your money. But with that being said, there was a lot of things that Trump didn't agree on initially. When we looked last week when the bill first came out, and him and his team were apparently reading the bill, and there was just a lot of things that were supposedly slipped in there, like foreign aid and all these different things. And again, that would be diving down the rabbit hole of basically politics, and I'm not going to dive too much down that rabbit hole. So the main thing that I want you to focus on is that a $600 check looks like it is on the way, okay? Make sure your 2019 taxes are done. If they're not done, I believe that you can claim the actual stimulus check on your 2020 tax return if after January 15th. Included in the bill also, they are extending the unemployment pay. It is half of what it was previous when we look back at the pandemic when it was an additional $600 a week. It is now the additional $300, and it does look like they are going to be extending that out for several more months, okay? I do believe that that will come to an end, I believe somewhere between March and April, and I'll confirm all those facts and figures. If you have any questions, definitely just drop in the comment section down below and let me know what you think of the bill. I know that, again, I don't like to get political at all. I just want to bring you the update, okay? I want to bring you the latest update. I want you to definitely check out my channel if you haven't already, as I am talking a lot about finance. I'm talking a lot about, again, the stock market, right? How to make money, save money, invest your money, and everything like that. And I would really appreciate it if you would just smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Comment down below what questions you have, what you think of the bill, whether or not you think, this is going to happen. I mean, it does look like it's actually happening. So I know that we've heard that quite a few times over the last couple of months. So there's probably a lot of people, probably you watching the video, even me a little bit, that I'm just a little bit skeptical, right? I'm a little skeptical of everything I see lately, I feel like, and I'm not entirely sure sometimes who to believe or what to believe. So I would love to get your feedback, so definitely let me know. And I appreciate you for watching the video, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one.